You have something huge coming up, a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Puffy was playing with your booty in Miami. You know it was in Miami.
Says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruit.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Diddy. I support T.I. the King, and you should too. No Mercy in stores right now. Hey, yo, free T.I. Yo, we waiting for you, Playboy. Yo, go get that album. It's fire.
All these folks be having freak off parties, man. I've been to at least 2 T.I. freak off parties, and we left because it was too freaking off.
He's back at it. 50 Cent just took aim at T.I., and it's about to get messy. The central claim making waves is 50 Cent's allegation that Clifford Ty Harris, a veteran in the rap game, played a significant role not just in attending, but allegedly organizing the same wild, secretive, and sexually charged freak-off parties long rumored to be hosted by Sean Diddy Combs. While such claims have periodically surfaced in the darker alleys of hip-hop gossip, Jackson's involvement adds a new level of credibility and danger to the conversation. Known for using his platforms to air dirty laundry and settle scores, 50 isn't merely stirring up drama, he's building a detailed narrative complete with insider sources, strategic media leaks, and even a Netflix documentary in development. The implications are enormous, potentially shaking the very foundation of how celebrity culture, power, and silence intersect. As more people tune in, the question is no longer whether something happened, but how deep it goes, who was involved, and who will speak out before the truth fully unravels. Central to the emerging scandal are the so-called freak-off parties, a term whispered in industry circles but rarely discussed on record. These gatherings, allegedly hosted by Diddy and now linked to other high-profile artists, are said to feature graphic and often unsettling entertainment that veers far beyond typical industry decadence. Enter Clem, a former associate of rapper Jeezy and a figure whose credibility comes from proximity. Clem has gone on record describing these parties with alarming clarity, recalling scenes of nudity, strange contests, and a surreal carnival-like atmosphere cloaked in celebrity secrecy. According to Clem, these weren't just after-parties. They were elaborate, ritual-like spectacles where the rules of the outside world no longer applied. He claims that many participants were industry elite, people you'd recognize immediately, engaging in activities that, if exposed, could irreparably damage their careers. His testimony suggests a disturbing normalization of these events, painting a picture of a scene where influence provided cover for behavior that bordered on exploitative, if not outright criminal. For years, such allegations remained in the realm of rumor, but Clem's vivid, consistent accounts are now being amplified by 50 Cent's megaphone, lending them new weight and urgency. Perhaps the most jarring element of Clem's account is his insistence that T.I. wasn't just a guest at these parties. He was a host, an architect of Atlanta's own variation of these affairs. Clem links T.I. to a network of underground parties stretching back to the days of the Black Mafia family, where similar themes of secrecy, status, and excess reportedly flourished. According to Clem, these weren't isolated incidents, but part of a culture embedded within the industry, particularly in Atlanta. He claims T.I. used these gatherings not just for recreation, but for influence, strengthening connections, keeping tabs on rivals, and reinforcing his dominance within a scene known for blurred boundaries and unspoken hierarchies. This allegation, if true, would represent a dramatic shift in how the public views T.I., who in recent years has styled himself as a social commentator and family-focused public figure. It also opens the door to deeper questions. How widespread was this culture, and how many other celebrities followed suit? Clem's narrative forces us to consider whether this was ever about just one man, or whether the freak-off parties were merely the tip of an iceberg that's been hidden in plain sight for decades. Amidst the rising tide of allegations, 50 Cent's media strategy has become increasingly aggressive. He has revealed plans to produce a Netflix documentary that he claims will expose everything related to these parties and the figures behind them. While Jackson hasn't released an official title or air date, His social media posts suggest that the project is well underway, with interviews, archival footage, and what he refers to as receipts already compiled. Sources close to the production say T.I features prominently, both through direct allegations and through analysis of his legal and professional history. For 50 Cent, the documentary isn't just a content opportunity, it's a strategic strike. Known for turning real-life feuds into digital narratives, Jackson has often blurred the lines between entertainment and exposé. His prior work, including series like Power and Hip Hop Homicides, has explored the underbelly of fame, but this project feels more personal. With Diddy, T.I, and others in the crosshairs, 50 is building a platform not just to tell a story, but to settle scores, reshape narratives, and position himself as the last man standing in a sea of compromised icons. One of the most controversial chapters in T.I.'s public life is his 2007 arrest on federal weapons charges. At the time, the case shocked fans and insiders alike, as the Atlanta rapper faced the possibility of 20 years in prison. But what followed was even more surprising. After a high-profile arrest involving multiple firearms and an alleged illegal purchase from an undercover agent, T.I served just over a year in prison. The outcome was hailed by his legal team, but questioned by many in the streets. Rumors quickly circulated that T.I had cooperated with federal agents to secure a lighter sentence, a suspicion compounded by his later appearance in a Crime Stoppers public service announcement encouraging community members to report crimes. In the eyes of many, that move dealt a serious blow to his credibility in a genre where authenticity and street loyalty are paramount. 50 Cent, never one to miss a beat, used this controversy as fodder for his lyrics, taking shots at T.I in tracks that question the leniency and what it might mean. Today, those questions have returned with a vengeance, with critics pointing to the sentencing disparity as further evidence that there may be more to T, I quote, S story than meets the eye. The tension between 50 Cent and T.I escalated in the aftermath of Chicago rapper King Von's death in 2020. Von, a rising star affiliated with Lil Durk's OTF crew, was shot and killed in Atlanta, sparking widespread mourning throughout the rap community. Shortly afterward, T.I posted a message on Instagram urging outsiders to stop bringing violence to Atlanta, a comment many felt was poorly timed and tone-deaf given the recent tragedy. King Von's sister, Kayla B, quickly condemned T.I.'s statement, accusing him of lacking empathy and exploiting the moment for clout. 50 Cent, sensing an opportunity, weighed in publicly, criticizing T.I and aligning himself with the grieving family. This exchange deepened the divide between the two men, transforming a long-running rivalry into a matter of public discourse and emotional stakes. For many fans, this wasn't just about celebrity beef, it was about respect, timing, and the complicated role artists play when their platforms intersect with real-life loss. The incident further solidified 50 Cent's reputation as a figure who speaks when others won't, and who isn't afraid to weaponize public sentiment to call out his rivals. Behind the cameras, another layer of their feud involved the hit television series Power, produced by 50 Cent and aired on Starz. According to industry insiders, T.I was once in discussions to appear on the show, possibly in a recurring role that could have elevated his acting credentials. However, that opportunity allegedly vanished as tensions between the two artists mounted. While T.I has downplayed the situation, attributing it to creative differences or scheduling conflicts, many believe that 50 Cent's personal grievances played a decisive role. In Hollywood, such moves are rarely documented publicly, but they speak volumes behind the scenes. Casting decisions, sponsorship deals, and project greenlights are often influenced by reputation and relationships. If 50 Cent indeed used his influence to block T.I.'s appearance, it reflects not just personal vengeance, but also a calculated use of power in a space where control often trumps merit. Even as these stories grow louder, an eerie silence blankets the rest of the industry. For all the noise made by 50 Cent and Clem, most celebrities rumored to have been involved in these gatherings remain conspicuously quiet. No statements, no denials, no lawsuits. This lack of response has become its own headline, one that suggests either complicity or fear. In a culture where image is currency, silence can be a survival strategy. But it also raises the question, what are they afraid might come out? Are they hoping the storm will pass? Or are they strategizing their next move, waiting to see if the documentary ever sees the light of day? Whatever the case, this wall of silence only adds fuel to the fire, suggesting that the iceberg is far larger than anyone imagined. As viewers and fans dig deeper, it becomes clear that this is not just a story about three men. It's a cautionary tale about the price of fame, the protection of power, and the quiet complicity that enables it all. With each new twist, the landscape continues to shift. 50 Cent's next move, whether a trailer drop, an exclusive interview, or another social media salvo, has the potential to shake things even further. The looming documentary could provide definitive proof, or simply add more speculation to an already tangled web. In either case, it's clear that this is not the end. If anything, it's just the beginning. With names like Diddy and T.I involved, the stakes are too high, the audience too curious, and the media too hungry to let this story fade. Whether viewers tune in out of loyalty, outrage, or sheer curiosity, the machine is already in motion. And once the full story emerges, if it ever does, it could redefine how we view some of hip-hop's most iconic figures. Taken together, these revelations form a narrative far more complex than a simple feud or celebrity scandal. They expose the blurred lines between art and reality, between influence and manipulation. As 50 Cent continues to frame himself as both avenger and documentarian, the industry must confront uncomfortable questions about accountability, silence, and power. Will other voices join the chorus? Will more insiders come forward? And perhaps most importantly, will the public demand the truth? Or simply move on to the next scandal? In the end, this story is no longer about just T.I, Diddy, or 50 Cent. It's about a system that rewards silence, punishes exposure, and turns even the darkest truths into entertainment. So, what do you think? Is 50 exposing the truth, or just playing chess with the industry? Let me know in the comments, and if you're new here, hit subscribe, because we're not done uncovering this story.